Everyone, over here. We're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and the MLM that we will be talking about today is Young Living. We're going to be talking about Young Living again. If you remember the last time I talked about Young Living, it was how to rank up and the legs. If you remember the lady talking about you have your left leg and your right leg, whatever they want to call it. Today's video is going to be how to find those people that we can put on our legs. Because when you run out of immediate friends and family, you have to do the next step, which is reaching out to complete strangers and telling them what a great life-changing opportunity you have, and there's no way that they could ever deny you, because why would you give up such a great opportunity? Just pay the startup cost and your life changes forever. So let's see where we need to go and what we need to do to find new people to join our wonderful business. Let's get started.
All right, so now let's go ahead and get into it. How are we gonna find new people for our Young Living business? So I teach people how to strategically build their business and things like that. And a lot of it comes down to online and offline contacts that they already have. Like, that's the very first part of it. And
like friends and family and coworkers, probably.
so a question that I hear often, you guys, is what if I don't really know anybody? What if I'm not an influencer, right? I think everybody thinks that that the people that do really, really well in this business are bloggers and stuff like that, where they just get a whole bunch of people in, and some are, right? But not all of them. And also everybody starts somewhere. And you need
the people at the top, and this has been seen over and over and over, is the people who actually do make it are the ones who clearly have a gift of sales, clearly are what I believe to be more extroverted, more willing to put themselves out there, and those are the people that sort of do a little bit better, and also the ones who get in at the beginning. That's probably the main reason why they are so successful, because it has been seen that when you get into an MLM early on, you are more likely to succeed, because more and more people start joining underneath because they've never heard of it, and it's easier for you to build up a team underneath you than it is for someone 12 years down the line who's trying to get in now. It's very, very difficult
to be able to methodically bring more people into what is called the top of your funnel, okay? And I don't mean to get into geek speak too much here, but the top of your funnel, you guys, is where you get a number of people into the top of the funnel, and then they funnel through different events, is what they're called, and eventually they end up on your team. That's what a funnel is. I break it down and go.
I mean, when I heard of funnel, I literally was like just picturing an upside down pyramid, and I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
That's what we do in there. So anywho, how are we going to actually find these people to put in the top of the funnel? Because another question that people will say is like, okay, so I've reached out to everybody I know, and now I ran out of people, and now who do I reach out to? And they have those mild freak out moments, and I let them have their moment because we have to process through that. And then I'm like, it's okay, I got you. No sweat. No sweat. And now we're going to talk about how I got you, okay? So you guys, I think I have a hair in my eye. There, I got it.
Good,
right.
Because here's the thing. I understand that people want to come off like, very authentic when they make YouTube videos, and I think that is extremely important. Always be authentically yourself. However, sometimes there are some things that you need to just stop filming for a second. Like if something is in your eye, just stop filming. Just take a moment, go to the bathroom, and get the thing out of your eye. Like, I know a lot of times when I'm filming, I have these lights right here, and my nose itches so bad, and I don't sit there and, like, scratch my nose in front of you guys. Like, I usually will just, like, do it, and then I do a jump cut, which is usually why there are multiple jump cuts in my videos, because every single time I start filming, my nose just starts running and itching, and it's so fun. But I'm not gonna, like, do that on camera, because it would drive you guys crazy. It would drive me crazy if I, like, kept that in. Anyways.
Success. Also, I'm just gonna say today this is totally just like a side thing. But
I mean, I understand that she just wants to, like, she keeps saying, like, she's gonna get to the point, and I get it. I ramble. I just rambled about the nose thing. She's like, okay, how to get more people. You know, I got a thing in my eye. You know, I just want to tell you guys about something. Like, it's like, okay, let's do it. Also, she's wearing about 1 to 7 too many bracelets for me.
Used Clariderm on my face before I put on, like my lotion and my makeup and all of that. And all I can say is never again in life will I be without that stuff on my face before everything else. Never again in life, okay? It is magnificent, okay? That's all that I'm going to say, but like I am just loving life right now. It's so great.
I had to look up what Clariderm was, and of course, it's a Young Living product, and it is, like, if you are a part of Young Living, it is $70, and if not, it's $90 for a 2-ounce spray that you're supposed to keep your face from being dry and itchy. $70. I know there's products out there that are that expensive that do that, but that's okay. I mean, Young Living products are just, some of them are insanely expensive for what they are. And I mean, hey, if it's a miracle product, great. I'm glad she found it. And, she gets her Young Living discount or has the people in her downline technically pay it for her. But, I mean, I'm happy for her, but just, of course she had to like put that in there, like kind of like upsell this very expensive product about how it's basically this miracle product that has changed her life and she will never, forever, no, not ever, not go without it. And she just had to throw that in just, for the people that are like, oh my God, like I want Clariderm now. Let's go pay this. And then she gets, a discount, I think a 25% discount or 20% discount, whatever Young Living is. Again, with doing so much MLM research, I always like get different ones mixed up of whose percent is what to which to how to who. I'm sure you guys do too.
Anyway, so now let's get to getting the people in. So where you're going to find the people. Now, some of the places that you're going to find people are going to be like Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups. If you do LinkedIn, I don't do it.
No, absolutely
it's one of those
not.
Places that I would like to do more, but I don't.
No, don't. LinkedIn is for like professionals, not for MLMs.
I'm not going to say I do. So Facebook is really sort of like my place that I play around in. So really what you do is you go find groups that align with what I call is your bat signal. So your bat signal is a very drilled down version of your own personal brand, okay? So we all are living, breathing, walking, talking brands. If you're not sure what a bat signal is, I do free.
We're all living, breathing, talking brands. MLMs just have this thing that, yes, I guess in a sense, are we always selling something because we may like recommend something and maybe somebody sees something on us and they always maybe they like it and they ask. I have a purse that I got off Amazon. I'll put a picture right here of it. It's so cute. I get compliments on it all the time. And then where I tell people I get it? Amazon. I mean, I guess that is me selling the product to those people, kind of, but I don't view it as that. Like, I don't know. I'm not, it's totally, I get what they mean, but it's so completely different than, it's just me genuinely being like, oh, thank you. I take the compliment for they like my purse. If they ask where it is, I tell them. It's not like they say, hey, that's a cute purse, and then I say, thank you. I got it from Amazon. Hey, I have a link. I can send it to you. You want to talk about this purse? They'd be like, no, I just wanted to compliment you. Like, that's it.
Bat signal coaching in group. So if you're not in that group yet, it's on Facebook. It's a free Young Living business building resource group. It's huge. It's amazing. It's fantastic. But I do the coaching in there. So you can catch those coaching sessions and see the process that I go through. It's also the very first thing that you, the first pillar of go because you need to know your brand before you can continue forward with anything else. So you learn how to determine what your brand is, okay? So what you do is you find your personal brand, you find your personal flavor, who you are, okay? And then you look for Facebook groups that align with that, okay? Now, a lot of times people will put the filter in place of, well, they don't allow MLMs and they don't allow you to message people and blah, 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 blah. Get rid of that filter. That does not matter.
So she is saying, ignore the rules of the group. There are so many groups on Facebook, like there's mom groups, teacher groups, small business groups, and you will see in the rules, usually if it's a private group, it says basically no selling or no, it's specifically no MLMs, and like they'll delete the posts of people who try and sell their business or even just talk about it. Or if you message someone, then that person may tell the admin of the group, like, hey, this person's just in here to sell to me, and you could get kicked out because you're not following the rules. You cannot say, ignore those rules. The rules are put there for a reason, because they don't want people selling. Like, if you're in a mom group, like, you're there to, like, you know, share tips and tricks and talk about your babies and all that. And teachers, I know that the teacher Facebook thing is huge, like, of people, you know, getting ideas for lessons, and maybe they just want to vent about, like, an annoying kid they had to teach. I don't know, I'm not a teacher, that's what I would do, though. Just a vent sometimes, it's, you know, with people who get it. But you don't join these things because you want to be sold products to. That's why those rules are in place. There are some groups who don't care. You know, clearly you're not going to go join a Young Living group because everyone in there is a competitor of yours. But there are groups that you can find that don't really care if you want to sell, and hey, go with that one. But don't say, she's telling them, like, ignore those rules. No. You will get kicked out of the group more than likely because you're not following the rules.
Okay? Because you're not going to be going in there and saying, you need this starter kit. You need this and you need this, and you're not going to go in like Oprah, right? You get a starter kit and you get a starter kit. It's not going to be like that, right? So don't even worry. Those rules, if it says no MLM and no, you guys, the reason, let's just talk real quick about why.
It's in there because no MLMs. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory to me.
Those rules exist. Those rules exist because there are people doing it wrong all over the place. Okay? There are people that misunderstand how to be able to reach out to people in a way that is not spammy and is not just plain weird. Okay?
To me, it doesn't matter how they approach. If the end result is they want to try and recruit me into an MLM, they're all the same.
They don't understand. It's not that they're bad people. They just don't understand how to do it in a way that is in alignment with yourself, that feels good, that is heart-centered. They just don't understand, because if they did, then they would be doing it the other way. I guarantee that. I don't think they mean to be doing that. They're doing what they think they have to do. But the thing is that's why there's no MLM stuff all over the place, is because those people went in.
I mean, yeah, I guess the overly spammy people, it probably, maybe, potentially is the reason why they, like, put it in there. But also, it's in there because you are joining a group to talk about that specific topic, not to be sold a product, not to be recruited into an MLM. Again, it doesn't matter if you are the pushy salesman or the person who wants to get to know me and be best friends with me, and I think, like, oh my god, what a nice person this person is, when all along their whole mentality or their whole goal was to get me to join an MLM. Like, they never, like, maybe there was some intention of maybe starting a friendship, I doubt it, but always in, I'm just gonna say the back of their mind, the front of their mind, it is, I need to get this person to join my MLM. They seem like a great person who I could probably get to join me. That is always in the front of their mind. So whether they are upright, you know, car salesman-y, or BFFs, hey, by the way, I'm a Young Living consultant. And then I'm like, oh, that sucks. Goodbye.
completely went in with blinders and were like, oh, but I need to sell this, but I need to sell this. And so they've given a bad name to MLM across the board. Let's just know.
I mean, yes, some of the people do become very aggressive in MLMs, but it's the business structure of MLMs that give a bad name to MLMs.
It, okay? Let's call the elephant out. Let's just know that that's a thing. Let's see it. Let's invite it to the table and say, hey, cool, elephant, you're going to sit right here and that's awesome. I'm just going to be I'm going to just do my own thing anyway, but you're going to sit right here and it's awesome. So now what do? We find groups that align with our bat signal, with our brand, and then we just go in there and here's the deal. You just give value. Now, what does that mean? Okay, because I could say that and then just move on and you'll be like, I have no idea what she's talking about. So what value means is this. Whenever somebody's asking for help in something, because whenever you join a group, you should join a group of stuff that you are passionate about, stuff that you know a lot about, right? So like I'm in some women entrepreneur groups because I'm a business strategist, right? So I have a lot of background in websites and funnels and Facebook ads and strategy and marketing and copywriting and blogging and all of this stuff, right? Like, so I have a strong background in all of that.
She clearly, like, she knows what she's talking about, and she's a very, like, you know, upfront, in your face, like, person. Like, she catches my attention for sure, but it just sucks that she's using her talents in an MLM. Like, she could be using her talents for real small businesses, and maybe she does help people who have real small businesses, succeed. I don't know. But for her to pick an MLM and that to be the one that she wants to help and guide people, just wasted potential, in my opinion.
So whenever people have questions in the women's entrepreneur group, then I can answer their question for them and ask nothing in return. I don't say, here's the answer to your question, go check me out here. I don't say that, okay? I say, here's the answer to your question. And then you know what they're going to do? They're going to go check me out there. That's what's going to happen because it's a psychological thing. When you don't try to sell somebody something, when you don't try to like go in for stuff, but you're giving extremely good value and you took the time to do it, people are naturally curious as to like, who is this person?
No. I mean, if I asked a question, if I was on a Facebook group and I had a question about something and somebody answered it, at least to me, my first thought would not be like, oh my God, who is this person? I need to know more about them. They're just so smart and so talented, and I have to know about them. I'm going to click on their page. Like, I wouldn't do that. I'd just be like, oh, they're in the group. We all ask questions and we all answer when we can. Like, there we go. And I'd be like, oh, thanks, and move on. But maybe I'm in the minority. According to her, I probably am.
Who is this person that's giving this great advice? Like, what are they all about? And then what they're going to do, you guys, is they're going to pop over to your personal page, okay? So your personal page needs to be ready for them. Your personal page needs to have in the bio what you're about, how you help, a link to your free group if you're doing a free group. All of that stuff needs to be in your...
Let's say I am the person that for some reason I see, somebody gives me an answer and then I'm like, oh my God, they're so helpful. I must know who they are. And then I go and it's just like their like Facebook banner is like Young Living, and like their thing says like, their work says like stay at home, work from home entrepreneur at Young Living Wonders or Young, whatever they're called. I'd be like, and no. I'd be like, oh, that sucks. Like, why? Why you gotta be in an MLM?
Bio. If you want to, go ahead and check my bio out. My any one of them, honestly, Instagram or Facebook, you could check out. But
I think it was the other day I looked up her bio on Instagram. I think it just said like women empowerment and then like had a link to her Facebook page. And I'm like, I mean, I guess like it's not like it's a bad bio, but it's just like, to me, the most typical bio that I would expect from someone trying to sell me something.
but you're going to be able to, they're going to be interested in you. And then they're going to come over to your page and they're going to see all of the things that you do, all the things that you talk about, all of that. Now, just make sure that the stuff that you talk about isn't spammy stuff, okay? So like on my videos in here, I talk often about like, don't just do promo images in front of people. Show people how you use stuff. So I just told you a few minutes ago that I love the Clariderm spray, right? Well, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live video on my personal page and showing people that I'm going to be spraying this stuff on my face, and I'm going to show them what it looks like. I'm going to show, because you can tell what it's doing, right? And that's the kind of thing we show people. It's soft education, you guys. Anyway, so the group, Facebook group, you go in and you just engage. You give value. Okay. And then what's going to happen is you'll get into conversations with people. Eventually, you may say, hey, do you mind if we connect? I really just dig your style. You're just making friends, you guys. You're making friends. So that's one way to do it, is Facebook groups. And it's a pretty darn easy way to do it. Another place to do it, and it's exactly the same, okay? Another place to do it is with like influencers that you align with as well, okay? So say you're very crafty. So an influencer that you might align with, I don't really know that many crafty people. I am not very crafty, but Martha Stewart comes to mind, okay? So what you could do is you could go over to Martha Stewart's public business page, and you could look at the comments on her posts. You could look at like any sort of DIY.
Yeah, this is I've heard this in other, I think Beachbody's big one about this. They'll say like, go to, a top, workout influencer, health influencer, and go follow other people that they follow, and only, like, and like write that down, and then like go through and unfollow the people that didn't follow you back. And it's like, yeah, because that's okay. And then message those people, because clearly you're interested in the same thing. And it's like, they may be interested in health, but they're not interested in your MLM. Like, get out of here. Go away. Ew.
Why stuff that she's sharing. Look at the comments on her posts. Engage with the people that are engaging in the posts, okay? Because those are also your people. If that's the stuff that you do as well, then those are your people. Now, am I saying draw them out and bring them to you? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying let them know you exist by being in that post and by giving really good feedback on that, okay?
You go to like a Martha Stewart, and the person like writes this like long paragraph of how helpful Martha Stewart was to them, and then someone is just like, what'd be good value? Just tell that person, that's a nice comment, I agree with you. And then they're like, ha, now they'll check out my page and they will know that I am a Young Living consultant, and now I have them. I don't think that's how it would go, but maybe to some, because they'll be like, that's great value. Like, I love being complimented. I just complimented that person, and now they will check me out, or at least now they know I exist.
That's what I'm saying. And again, you're not saying, here, go check out my page, I'm better than she is, and da-da-da. Never in life would you ever do anything like that, okay? Please don't do that. What you're doing is you're just engaging with them, and you're never trying to take business away from somebody else, okay? There's enough business to go around. Let's all be very clear about the abundant nature of the universe that we live in.
No, not in an MLM, and I said this before, is even if every single person in the entire world wanted to join an MLM, the people at the bottom would literally run out of human beings to sell to. Like, they would have to start like selling to like babies probably, and like people who are pregnant. Like, I need to sell like that baby in your womb. Like, that's gonna be a baby. Like, that's gonna be a baby in my downline. Yeah, that's gonna be a baby in my downline. Like, because I've run out of literal human beings on the planet. So yes, there is business will run out. It will. There is not enough business to go around. The MLM market is extremely competitive. There is a thing of supply and demand, and clearly when the supply is abundant and the demand is not there, business not doing so good. That's why people at the bottom don't do as well.
There is more than enough to go around for everybody, okay? So somebody can enjoy this person and can also enjoy you as well. It's not a me or you, right? There's not that separation. It's me and you.
I mean, I could like both the people, I could dislike both the people, I could like one and not the other, and equally still hate the MLM.
Okay, it's collaboration over competition. I love, whenever somebody says like, oh, I really like this DIY that you did, and then you're just responding by like, this is one of my favorite DIYs I have ever done, and then like maybe a picture of your version of it, like after you did their stuff. You're edifying them, you're complimenting them, the original poster, and then you're building relationship with people that are in alignment with that poster, which is also in alignment with you. It's community, you guys.
The word. It's a community.
It's not trying to draw people away. So I need to be very clear about that, because I do not want that to be misunderstood, okay? Be authentic and edify at all times. Be authentically who you are and edify anybody in the conversation. If you can build people up around you, build them up, okay? Period. And then the last version, or the last place, weird look, the last place that you would be able to find these people, or find more people, would be friends of friends, right? So, you just go to your friends' Facebook wall and see what's going on with them, and then have your own comments, and then sort of comment with other friends in there if it makes sense for you to do so. Don't be forced about it and don't be weird about it, but if it makes sense.
See, with all of this stuff is you are going to these to these pages and to these groups and to your friends, and the goal is always to sell them something. Yes, you are clearly maybe being authentic and creating a conversation, but you're still, the main end result for you is to sell them something. Like, that's all it is. Like, you're just kind of, to me, it's just being fake, because you're not being upfront with what your ultimate goal is, and it's to sell and recruit.
You literally do have something to say, or something was funny, or you just thought of this when you saw that, and whatever. You pop in your comments. It's like, I don't know, you're in real life. People have sort of made social media this thing that is separate from real life, which is actually not the case at all. In social media, I feel like we can be more in real life than, well, I mean, right now anyway, we can be more in real life than any other place right now.
No. I mean, I guess I guess I understand what she means is like, people like have more of a confidence saying things through a screen than they do in person. I guess maybe that's where she's maybe getting this, because like, again, there's a screen in between you and there's more than a screen, but there's, basically just you are behind a screen versus like if you are there in front of the person, and you would feel more confident saying these things to them online and in person. But like, I guess for me, I am the same person I am online as I am offline. Like, unless like if you met me in person, and then I'd be like really like kind of socially awkward, and like I'd be like, hey, but that would just be how I am. But I know there's a lot of people online who create this online persona, and they are totally not themselves online as they are in person. Like, they just like can be, I guess, whoever you want to be online, but in person, you're you. But you can literally create a fake personality and literally fake profiles and a totally fake life if you want to. So social media to me is way more fake than online is. Social media is super fake. People are fake all the time, and I guess people are fake in real life, but it's easier to be fake online than it is to be fake in real life. So no, I don't think that online is more real than real life.
This is where we are doing life. And it's regardless of the times that we're in right now or before or later or whatever. It doesn't matter. We can integrate real life with social media. This is where you build your relationships with people. This is where they start peeping you out and seeing what you're all about. When you're providing value to people, and they're going to come over to your page and they're going to wonder what's going on. Now, when they come over to your page, you need to have it set up. So go through that, know the things, know the pillars, so you're all set up and ready to go. So when they come over, they will
know you're in an MLM and they will run.
Start to be put into your system. So eventually they will be nurtured into a member if it's right for them. Okay. Not everybody's going to be a member. I think we all understand that. But if it's right for them, they will become nurtured into a member. That'll happen. So, okay, you guys, that is it for today. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, MLM lady. Okay. Or I should have said long living lady. Oh my goodness. The more and more I watch of these people, my brain just becomes more and more mush, because they're all the same. It's all the same tactics. It's all the same ideas. It's all the same recruitment. And don't do this, but do this. And I think I've said it before, is they're trying to go about their MLMs in almost like more of a, BFF kind of way. Like, just make friends with them and let them know what a great person you are and how much you value them. And you're just making friends. And then eventually you're going to sell to them, instead of the sales pitch right away, because they are aware that MLMs, doesn't matter which one, have a bad reputation because they're all bad. It's all a bad business structure, and people, more and more people are becoming aware of that, which makes me so happy that so many more people are seeing anti-MLM stuff, and they're like, oh wait, I don't like that. I don't like how that is. Or they hear a company and they're like, oh, I thought that was, a company that I had actually considered working for. And then I did some research online and I realized that I don't want to be a part of that. That's not an ethical company, stuff like that. The more anti-MLM content that is out there hopefully stops anyone else from joining, and more people who are in these MLMs to get out before things get too bad. And that is always the takeaway message for anyone that does any anti-MLM content. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk all things Young Living, anti-MLM in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!